Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Life of Wonders. As you know, this is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today I want to start a series of Let's Talk About videos in which I will be covering different releases by Mattel that involve Disney characters, and that is going to include the Disney 100 collector dolls and anniversary dolls, villains dolls that come from different series but are supposed to be collectors level. So I wanted to start with Cinderella because we already have the promotional pictures of her, and so the introduction that we get from Mattel for this doll is to commemorate Disney 100 Years of Wonder. This collector Cinderella doll gets the platinum treatment, wearing a luxe fashion inspired by her memorable blue gown from the movie. Cinderella sparkles in satin, glitter, and an elegant diamond motif. A dream come true for your doll collection. Alright, so I have to admit, she's very pretty, and the one thing I like most but with much difference is the sculpt. I mean, these sculpts are just magnificent. They are quite possibly the best that Mattel has ever created, and even when compared to the shop Disney versions, I feel that these are more refined in a way. I'm a huge fan of the 90s collector's dolls from Mattel. I think they were so much better and so much elevated to like a whole new level of collectors stuff, in my opinion. I think that I'm left with a I don't know, I'm left a little bit disappointed in the way that Mattel has been doing a great job in certain aspects. Like, for example, in this aspect for these dolls, that for the 100 Years of Wonder, we have Cinderella, we have Tiana. There's already been a special edition Alice in Wonderland. There's the Tinkerbell one. Okay, so these dolls, well, the Alice in Wonderland, I believe it was like a 100 or 120 US dollars or something like that, so not cheap at all. But I understand that she was like coming with a lot of extras, like the gimmick of the rabbit's house, the cottage. The box on its own was such a very collector's valuable item, on its own. So I kind of understand where everything was coming here. But then I have the feeling, I mean, this isn't just Mattel. I mean, this just shows, other than again, MGA has great quality for the play lines of whatever, like LOLMG, Rainbow High, Shadow High, Bratz, and all these things, and it's always been like that. But other than that, and they've kept it consistent in a way, but in this toy industry, I think that everything has decreased its value and its quality so much over the years, to the point that I have to talk about it, and to the point that everyone is accepting it and just buying the new prices, which are increasing, but the quality is decreasing. With this, I'm not saying that I'm not excited about these releases. Obviously, I'm more than excited about new releases all the time because I love dolls and I love Disney and I love all these crazy things that I include as part of my channel. But I think that just in general, as anything else, as everything else in life, I think that quality has decreased just in general. Like I'm talking about the material stuff. Also, I mean, okay, I don't want to get philosophical here, but in the material stuff, things are not done in such quality as 20 years ago, in my opinion. And growing up in the 90s, as a kid, I thought, like, okay, and loving toys so very much, I was just asking myself at that time, okay, I think that toys in 30 years time are going to be just like so incredibly overwhelming because this is going forward. And certainly when we look back 30 years prior to the 90s, the dolls and the toys were just so much more archaic, or like yeah, definitely not to the level as in the 90s. We could see the improvement over the 70s, over the 80s, up to the night, like, or from the 850s, for example, 50s, 60s, 70s, etc. You could see it. It was tangible as well. But this promise or this idea in my mind has not been fulfilled. And this is something I'm a little bit disappointed on the different franchises just in general, because I feel like the toys right now are the same, if not worse, than when I was a kid. And I'm talking about 25 years back in time. The quality is worse. The I don't know what's going on, and I don't see improvement. I don't see developing like incredibly new ideas. And I don't know. But I think that you get what I'm saying, especially if you have a certain age. Um, Nevertheless, it's fine. But again, like right now, I don't have kids on my own. But if I was having, I would be like going back to the circle of, yeah, I guess buying toys for my kids. And I would be like, I can't believe that I'm basically buying the same, literally the same toys, if not worse when it comes to quality. I mean, we've gone and we've stepped forward when it comes to diversity and representation, things like that, and that is something I praise and I very much like anyway. So in relation to this Cinderella, she's gorgeous when it comes to the face. The face mold is something that is convincing me to get this doll. Although I don't know if I will be waiting for some sort of a sale, because again, the retail price is going to be 50 US dollars, and I think that the materials she's made of are the very same level, if not lower, than a classic doll from Shop Disney, which is just so much cheaper. And right now, in a few days, we'll have the deluxe versions of the classic dolls for Shop Disney that will come with an extra outfit, etc., and so much articulation and all those kind of things. The only thing is that the sculpts seem to be the very same, and it gets a bit boring. But you're getting so much more for the price, and that's what I'm saying. So this is sold as a collector, and again, I think it's very pricey for what it is, but nonetheless, she's very pretty. I don't like so much, like I like in general from afar, I would say I like the way she looks so much. And if I was not taking her out of the box and I could just like collect things for the fun of it, just like, hoarding over, like, which sometimes I collect so many things. But I like taking them out of the box. I like to experience them. I like to see the quality. I like to see the articulation. I like to pose them in different positions. I like to create pictures, scenarios, things like that. Not just like buying a box and just put it there. I'm not that kind of collector. And probably for something so very expensive, maybe sometimes I felt that way. But for something so low quality, just to leave it out in the box because it just looks perfect that way. It doesn't really make any sense to me to spend the money in those terms. So I'm basically in the need to buy this doll to rebody her and give her some articulation and do stuff with her. So the thing is, from afar, she looks so pretty. I love the reinterpretation of her gown, but I have the feeling that the materials used are going to be lower than the materials used for the Disney style series by Hasbro. And this was an opportunity for Mattel to come back to their iconic lines of collector dolls that involve Disney and that we all love so much. So it's a pity that they're not going to be using those fabrics. I mean, I can already feel the papery feeling of these fabrics. Again, it looks cool. I think that in terms of proportion, it's going to have this new princess proportion, which is a little bit cartoonish. It's a bit cartoonish, and it's not as cartoonish as the Hasbro version, but it's not realistic. So if you want to give it articulated bodies, probably those won't fit. the outfit, which is very limited, and it's something I don't particularly like as much. But anyway, again, the gown is pretty. The fabrics I don't think will feel as nice, and then it specifies that she's received the platinum treatment, and for that, she has sparkles in satin. So probably part of it will be satin, probably like the underskirt and the body's part of the body. Then it will have organza puffy sleeves, and then the papery fabric will be the one that creates these, which reminds me so much of the Hasbro styles in a way. The, the bow loop, whatever it is, that it's been styled in this fashion. And again, she looks cool, but then she has the headband is a piece of transparent plastic, and it's a very thick one. Then she does not have any articulation whatsoever other than the 5 points. um just basic pumps, not even like with the hearts or anything like we were getting back in the 90s. And then, yeah, like a diamond shaped sort of like stand, and that's it. So, and the box is very minimalistic, which again I kind of like for the Ellie Forever dolls or things like that, which are new, and it's already like very colorful, and it makes them stand out. But for this one in particular, it just feels so very basic. And I also understand that the like, I don't know, probably it goes with this slogan, just feeling more contemporary and minimalistic and all that. But again, like, what I just wanted to say is that yeah, I mean, I'm excited, um because I am excited, but I feel that the quality doesn't reach the 50 US dollars retail price tag, which I'm guessing that in Europe is going to be even more expensive than 50 euros. So this is just such a pity, because lots of parents won't be able to afford this collectible for their kids. And then for adult collectors, I don't know if it's worth it either, unless you wait for a sale or something like that, or you just don't mind, and again, you just want to explore it. And I don't know, like, I will be getting um a lot of the dolls, because again, I can permit myself to do that, and I can just like, I don't feel like I'm losing anything by opening a box and just playing around with it. Like, it's part of what I do and what I like, and it's all worth it at the end. I don't mind that the value has been decreased or whatever, because the the experience on its own, it's all paid, at least for me. But I understand that, again, I had to say and share with all of you that not what I was expecting, not really what I was expecting. But anyway, she's very pretty, nonetheless. She also has like earrings, but these are transparent plastic as well, so we cannot appreciate them as much in these promotional pictures because the background is white, basically. But anyway, I wanted to share it with you. I hope you've enjoyed like this sort of like updating um and upcoming dolls. And whether you like the doll or not, if you've enjoyed this content, well, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because this way you won't be missing out on any of my future videos. Let me know what you think about it. I don't know, let me know about it, because I will always be more than happy to get back to all of you and get engaged into, chatting about these things that we share and we love. So for now, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.